Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Are we good? Lovely. OK. So I've been introduced already partially, but before I do anything, any good talk about science should start with a disclaimer. So I'm going to put a disclaimer up for you guys. This talk contains tasters for the audience. These tasters have been manhandled by myself, engineered, we'll say, and if you have any food allergies or issues of any intolerances with food, please don't take part in the tasting. Okay, is that clear? I don't want anyone suing me. Okay, that's always bad when you get sued. So, without further ado, my name's Dr. Clarke, and I wear a few different hats. I've taken something of a scenic route in my career. I kick things off in the world of science, training as a physicist. Did a bit of that for a while, designing some laser weapons for governments and things. Then, wasn't loving that. Did some science communication stuff. That was great. Ended up in the world of television and ended up producing TV shows about science, which was great. And then, lost interest in that for a bit. Started working in food science consultancy, working for major global brands on their food science. And then back into television. And now I'm a teacher in Luxembourg. Okay, I teach high school physics. And I've got some students here tonight. Give us a wave, guys, if you're my students. Hey! There you go, half the audience. Now, tonight I want to talk to you about one of my main passions. It's something I've taken through all of my work on TV or in my businesses and things like that. I've taken a love of food science with me, okay? And specifically, this is a field I like to call food engineering. Okay, I'm actually trained, my PhD is in microstructural engineering of foodstuffs or soft matter. There you go, fancy. It's a field that nobody really seems to know that exists, but it does. You would be absolutely astonished the sheer amount of time and effort that goes into producing the foods that you guys eat on a daily basis. Okay, the time, the decades of research. We have microstructural models to describe ice cream. We have computer tomography of bread. I've personally sat with an fMRI machine scanning a loaf while it rose in an oven, okay, to look at the structure. I had, in my lab, the ability to do pretty much anything I wanted. I had machines to crush the cores of candies to see if they would break your teeth or not. And then I had machines to check the stickiness of those candies to make sure they didn't rip your teeth out afterwards. All right. So a lot of the work I did, and still do, is concerned with sensations, sensory perceptions. And I love sensory perception because it's something that you can really explore and experience. So I'm a teacher, so I'm going to do the teacher thing. What are the 5 basic senses? Can anyone tell me? Come on, audience. You can do this. Yeah. Sweet, salty, acidic, what's that one? Sour, sweet, salty, sour. Umami, good. So some weird savory one. Bitter, nailed it. Well done, guys. Top marks, or maybe an 8 out of 10. So, I am going to start talking a bit of sensory science with you guys. And to do this, I want to do something that's really palpable, really tangible. And I want to explore the science of sour. Okay? This should be good, all right? Very mixed responses are going to happen in the audience here. Now, for this part of the talk, you are going to need the little bags of sweets I gave the audience at the start. If you're watching online, then I will try and make this experience as good for you as possible by bringing up some volunteers so they can share their pain with you. All right. So I'm going to ask for 5 of my students. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Up you come. Yes, I think you were there. Yes. Good. Oh yeah, go on. One more 6 for the hell. Come on up. Right. Come on up quick as you can. You have to go all the way around. And while you guys make your way, just stand over there and I'm just going to talk at you. Okay. So the science of sour. Sour is one of the 5 main tastes, okay? And tastes, you should stay over there. It's not your moment yet. There you go, off. All right. It's not one of the 5 main, it's one of the 5 main tastes. Now, That means that we have a taste receptor on our tongue, which is specifically designed to deal with sour. And a receptor is something that a little chemical can latch onto and trigger a sensation, an electrical signal that goes to our brain. Now, not all sour things are created equal. Who knows what triggers the sour taste receptor? Does anyone know? I'll take it from my students here. If they don't know, I'll be ashamed. What triggers the sour taste receptor, students? Taste bud. Oh. Oh, somebody said acid. I heard it in the audience. Okay, citric acid could be. Okay, acids. Acids, they latch onto our sour taste receptor and they trigger a sour sensation. But not all acids are created equal. And this is where it gets interesting from a food engineering perspective. So I want to share the science of sour with you from the instance of confectionery or candies or sweets, whatever you want to call them. I'm British, so I'm going to say sweets, okay? Sue me. Don't sue me, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce a few of the standard acids to you. Can I have my volunteers? Can you all sort of come over here, please? Come over here. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3. You know, we don't teach them counting, all right? So over here, and there you go. Oh. What am I supposed to do with this? Right, okay, fine. You know what? Fine. I'm going to stand over here. Right. Now, the first thing I want to introduce to you, what do you think of? I'm going to ask my students, what do you think of when I say sour? Bad. Okay, fine. Lemons. Thank you. I didn't tell them to say that. All right. Lemons. This is perhaps the most sort of synonymous word with sour. And sour lemons, that's a real thing. And the acid that comes from lemons, I didn't plan this happened, right? The sour that comes from lemons comes from something called citric acid. I've heard it mentioned before. Now, citric acid is one of the most well-known food acids, which means that you've all heard of it and you will get the idea of lemoniness from this. So we're going to experience this all together, all right? And if you're at home watching, you can just watch these guys' faces, all right? In the little bag of sweets, you will probably find the stickiest of the sweets in there is a little yellow gummy bear. If you've got the vegan bags, this will be the vampire teeth. Okay, vampire teeth or the little yellow gummy bear. Okay, it'll probably be the sticky one, I apologize. This is what happens when you add lots of citric acid to a gummy bear. The gelatin doesn't like it very much. What are you going to do? Okay, hold the sweet aloft. Yes, good. Up to the lights like some sort of majestic item. And on the count of 3, we're going to put it on our tongues. And remember, they will be sour. 3, 2, 1, consume. Oh, there's a good reaction here. A lovely reaction there. Somebody's dying. Oh, good reaction there. Well done. If you're struggling, you don't have to die. I can give you water. Here we go. There we are. That's for you. No, not for you. You don't deserve it. There we are. Now, would you like some water? You don't look in pain enough to need water. There we go. Water for you. Water for you. There we are. You'll be fine. Okay, now, I'm a scientist, so I've made a graph. Very important. We like graphs in science. And this graph shows intensity versus time. This is a way I'm going to try to describe to you the sensation of sour. It actually has a profile. And that profile is when you eat it. Let's see if I can do this. Initially, very high and sharp. It dips a bit. And then gradually dissipates. All right? This sharp, spiky bit here, this is the zing. Okay, this is your zing from sour stuff. This is the citricy lemoniness that you get from a lemon. Now, that's not all. We need to introduce another one. Are you ready? Yeah, brace yourselves. Apples. Now, a different type of sour from apples. The sour from apples is actually something called malic acid. Malic acid is a different beast altogether. So, if you've got your bags, please remove for me the green gummy bear. If you have the vegan ones, it'll look like some sort of wine gum. That might be some sort of circular green thing. It could be a diamond-shaped yellow thing, or an oval-shaped sort of whitish thing. Okay? And without too much preamble, hold it aloft, and 3, 2, 1, consume. Okay. Very good. The reaction's different this time. Bearing in mind, this is not the best experiment in the world because every time, don't die, remember, they signed a form before saying that if they died, it was all right. Or their parents did, they don't even know. Now, the profile of malic acid is a little bit different. All right? It goes more like this. It is strong, slightly more delayed, but it lingers before it decays. We would say this has a more sort of aggressive consistency. Okay? I'd call it more aggressive. Some people prefer it to the lemon. Okay? It might not be as shocking to start with, but it is aggressive. There's no doubt about that. All right? Now, the engineering part. Yes, we could just shove some acids on food and that's all good. But what if we mix these together? Okay? We can do a convolution of these profiles to get something new. Okay? We can take the sharpness, the zing of the lemon, and mix it with the aggressive of the apple. And together we get a new profile, ideally something that's going to look like, ooh, there's the zing, and then, whoop, maybe down like this, and then something like that, without the kink. Yeah. So this is our new profile. We've got the zing, and we've got the aggressive, lasting sensation. So now, all of you have the same sweet for this one. Thank you. The blue thing, the blue square thing. Remove the blue square thing. Fantastic. Okay, good. Are you ready? Enjoy profile number 3. Off you go. You could do this, guys. Okay, do we need some more water? Water again. There we go. Lovely. Now, you might notice, guys, that the sensation is not as bad. And that is because your taste buds are adjusting. Okay, I've already slammed your taste buds with acidity, okay, and they're going to desensitize because of that. All right, so they've been getting steadily less sensitive as we go. A couple of interesting points about this. The mixture of malic and citric acid is often made into a flavor called blue raspberry with very sour sweets. Why blue raspberry? One, raspberries naturally contain both citric and malic acid, so it does have the sort of aspect of raspberry. Number 2, yellow and green. We're getting into some of the other senses here, now sight. Yellow and green, they are colors that we generally associate more with sour. Blue is the thing you have, if you mix yellow and blue together, you get green. Okay, so blue links actually very well with these colors and is often used in sour candies and things like that. All right, so, can I have a round of applause for my volunteers? Well done, guys. You lived. Congratulations. Now, back to where I'm supposed to be on my spot. I'm so sorry to all the cameras. I do this every time. Now, since I'm here and I've got all this acid, I figured it's only wise that I finish with some sort of explosion. That's just what I do. So, let's try that. I want to introduce the concept of fizzy sweets to you. Now, there aren't actually that many fizzy sweets left out there anymore. It's a shame. They write fizzy on the pack, but really they just mean sour. A true fizzy sweet must create carbon dioxide gas in your mouth. That's a true fizzy sweet, because fizzy is this carbonation. Carbon dioxide going into your mouth, popping as little bubbles, that's fizzy. There's a way we can do that. Hands up if you have ever made yourself a little volcano using vinegar and baking soda. Have you ever done that? It's a school science experiment. It's lovely. In fact, some of my class literally did it. It was great. Loved it. Okay, I'm going to make for you a sweet which should be a fizzy sweet. Not always these days, but I'm going to take some baking soda. Yum, kind of salty. I'm going to take some citric acid. There we go. And I'm going to take a little bit of sugar. You weren't expecting a live sweet making on stage, were you? There we go. Mix it up. I have made sherbet. This is a sweet that we call in the UK sherbet. Okay? When you put this in your mouth, you get a very foamy sensation. But the brilliance of fizzy sweets is they're not foamy or fizzy until they go in your mouth. And that is because the chemical reaction that takes place is triggered by the presence of moisture. In other words, your saliva. So let's add some saliva to this. Did I give away all my water? That would be typical, wouldn't it? Here we go. Let's add a bit of saliva. Ooh, lovely. It's also cooling. So this will actually get slightly colder in your mouth and give you a cold sensation. Okay, so there you go. That's what happens with fizzy sweets in your mouth. I've got two last things to show you. Okay, and this involves the sherbet. In the UK, we have a sweet called a sherbet fountain. Other sweets are available. We have a sweet called a sherbet fountain, and this sherbet fountain is just sort of a tube of sherbet that you dip stuff in. Okay, and then you suck the sherbet off, which is great and lovely. Okay, what I want to show you is a more literal version of the sherbet fountain. All right, I'm very literally minded. I am a scientist after all, so I'm entitled to this. And what I've got here is a bottle with about 20 grams of sherbet in it, and some water, which I'm now shaking up vigorously for your entertainment. Right. And of course, it's going to take longer than I wanted, but life goes on. Now, the problem I've got here, of course, is this is supposed to be a sherbet fountain. I'm surrounded by electronics and lighting. So I need to find a good avenue to eject my fountain. Now, the question is, where do I do it? This part of the audience? This part of the audience? Where can I fire this so it's not going to upset anyone? There's a camera guy over there. He looks like he really wants to be involved in the experiment. Okay. Now, this might be a little bit underwhelming, but let's try it anyway, shall we? Right, so let's have a go. 3, 2, I'll do it over here. Let's avoid the electronics. No electronics, no electronics. 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's got stuck. Oh. Well, that was rubbish. Right. Now, some experiments are rubbish. It's fine. However, luckily, I have a backup. That was 20 grams of sherbet. Okay? Outside, I have half a kilo of sherbet and 12 liters of water. So, I'd like you to take your umbrellas because we're taking a trip outside. Hey, it's pressurizing at last. Okay, so I'm knackered already. This is half a kilo of sherbet with 12 liters of water. Now, we have to wait a bit for the reaction to happen. You've got to be patient, all right? I'll tell you when to start, because I can do a countdown and everything, all right? So it is going up, just a little slower than I would like. And it's not leaking, so don't worry. Okay. Let me tell you about this device while we wait, shall we? Okay, this device, I have a ladies' tight, okay? What's the thinnest grade of ladies' tight? I have no idea. I bought it from Cactus. There's a ladies' tight, and it contains half a kilo of sherbet mix. I put 12 liters of water inside. There's a pipe that goes down through the middle, and the sherbet gets dropped when I seal the vessel, which is working. This is great. This is actually working. And what will happen is, when I release the valve, the gas is all collecting in the top half here. When I release, it will force the liquid down and up through the central tube, hopefully like a fountain. Okay, we are at 1.5 bar, which means 1.5 times atmospheric pressure, which is great. I'm going to trigger this thing at around 2 bar. I think that's fair. Yeah, 2 bar. We are getting there. Right, everybody ready? Yeah. I know I am. Right. In 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Behold the sherbet fountain.